All right, today is how do we solve multi-step equations with variables on both sides? So we have we're working on section 3.4. So let's do this. Okay, so just like yesterday, we want to make sure that we start by simplifying each side so that we get something like 5x plus 7 is equal to 7x plus 1. So a simple equation on one side and another simple expression on the other side. And then after that, we're going to use inverse operations to move the variables together to one side. So undoing, remember, anytime something moves from one side of the equation to the other, we use inverse operations. Then we move the constants together. Then we divide to make a zero pair. We're going to show all of our work and check all of our answers. Okay, so the prospector, back at it again, balancing those mystery bags. We're going to draw it, write the equation, and solve the equation. So I have 11 mystery bags and 65 ounces of weights on one side, and on the other side is 4 bags and 100 ounces of weights. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mystery bags plus my 65 ounces of weight. Okay. And then on the other side, I have 4 bags plus 100 ounces. So the equation there is going to be on the left is 11m plus 65 is equal to 4 bags, so 4m plus 100. Okay, so I need to get my constants. So I don't have anything to add on the left-hand side. I can't add 65 and 11n, and I can't add 4m and 100. So the only options I have is to move stuff from the left side to the right side or the right side to the left side. So what I want to do is get this 4m to go to the left side. So what if I want that to happen, I have to use inverse operation. So I'm going to subtract 4m from both sides. So 4m minus 4m is 0. And I have 100 is equal to 65 plus 11m minus 4m is 7m. Okay. Now I want to get rid of the 65. So I'm going to subtract it from each side, leaving me with 7m is equal to 35. So 100 minus 65 is 35. Divide to get the weight of each bag. So m is equal to 5 ounces each. Okay, let's check to make sure this works. So I started with 11m plus 65 is equal to 4m plus 100. So I do 11 times 5 plus 65 is equal to 4 times 5 plus 100. So these two make 55 plus 65 is equal to 4 times 5 is 20 plus 100. So on the right-hand side, I see that's 120. And on the left-hand side, 55 plus 65 is also 120. So my answer of m equals 5 verifies to be the right answer. Okay, you try this one. We have 6 mystery bags and 13 ounces of weight on one side and 6 mystery bags and 14 ounces of weight on the other. Okay, you try this one. Pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it, really pause it. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 13 ounces. And then on the other side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 14 ounces. So I can see here I have 6m plus 13 on one side is equal to 6m plus 14 on the other side. I'm going to subtract away the 6m from both sides. and I get left with no mystery bags. Look, I'm going to take away those 6 mystery bags from both sides. As long as I take away from one side, I have to take away from the other. So I get 13 equals 14. I have no mystery bags. And is the statement true? I have no variables. And the statement is not true. 13 does not equal 14. So there is no solution. There's nothing to test here. There's no solution. That's it. Okay, let's do a few more examples. So we're going to combine all of our like terms first. So I have 2m plus 1m gives me 3m. If I'm combining on one side of the equal sign, I just do whatever signs are there. So 2 plus 1 gives me 3. Minus 16 is equal to 4m minus 43. All right, so I'm going to subtract 3m from both sides. Okay. 4m minus 3m is 1m. Bring down the minus 43. Okay. Now I'm going to, since the m is on the right-hand side, I need to get rid of the negative 43. So I need to move it to the left-hand side. I'm going to add 43 to both sides. Okay, so I get m is equal to 27. Right? Yeah, 27. Okay. So I'm going to write it on the side. 43 minus 16. Carry. I get, wow, try that again. 43 minus 16. So 13 minus 6 is 7. And 3 minus 1 is 2, giving me 27. Okay, check our work. 2 times m is 27 minus 16 plus 27 is equal to 4 times 27 minus 43. Okay, 2 times 27 is 52 minus 16 plus 27 is equal to, let's see, 4 times 25 is 100 plus 8 would be 108 minus 43. So 108 minus 43 is 65. And then I'm going to add these 3 up here. So 52 minus 16 plus 27 is 63. Oh, because 2 times 27 is 54. 54. Wow. 65. 65 is equal to 65. So 27 checks out. Be careful on your check there, Miss Halstead. Okay. All right. So you try this one. What do we combine first? I'm going to combine this 6y and this minus 6y, giving me 0y. Minus 55 is equal to 12y plus 5. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this. 12y plus 5 is equal to negative 55. All right, next up then is to remove the 5 or the 12. And we have to do the 5 first because it is adding, and adding needs to be undone first. Okay, so subtract 5 from both sides. Negative 60 is equal to 12y. Then divide by 12. So y is equal to 60 divided by 12 is 5, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative. So we're going to double check to make sure that this checks out. So 12 times negative 5 plus 5 is equal to 6 times negative 5 minus 55 minus 6 times negative 5. All right, 12 times negative 5 is negative 60 plus 5 is equal to 6 times negative 5 is negative 30 minus 55, and negative 6 times negative 5 is positive 30. So I get negative 55 is equal to negative 30 plus 30 will cancel, giving me negative 55. That verifies. So my answer is y is equal to negative 5. Okay, the next one. Looks like we need to distribute. So I'm going to distribute in the 2 to simplify, giving me 6x plus 10 is equal to 4x. Oh, I can simplify on this side too. So the 4x and the 6x can simplify to give me 10x. Remember, we're simplifying on one side, so you just do the signs that are there. Now we need to move things from left to right, so we need to use inverse operations. So I like to move the numbers so that I get a positive value for the x, but you don't have to. So for example, I'm going to move this 10x to the left-hand side. So I get negative 4x plus 10 is equal to negative 6. Okay, so I'm now working on the left-hand side. I need to move the 10 and the negative 4. Which do I move first? I move the 10 because it's adding. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides, giving me negative 16 is equal to negative 4x. Then the negative 4 is being multiplied by x, so I'm going to divide by negative 4. So I get x is equal to 16 divided by 4 is positive 4. All right, let's verify. So we look at the original equation and plug in x, 4 for x. So 2 times 3 times 4, I like to use parentheses, plus 5 is equal to 4 times 4 minus 6, minus 6 plus 6 times 4. Okay, so simplifying inside the parentheses first. So I do 3 times 4 is 12 plus 5 times 2. So 17 times 2 is 34. On the right-hand side, 4 times 4 is 16 minus 6, and then 6 times 4 is 24. So plus 24. So 16 minus 6 is 10 plus 24. 10 plus 24 gives me 34. We verified to be 34 is equal to 34. All right, up next, you try this one. Remember, you really got to try. All right, simplifying. Negative 6x and 2x give me negative 4x. Minus 8 is equal to, I'm going to distribute in the 4. So 4x minus 12. Now we want to get the x's to come together. So you can either add 4x to the left-hand side or subtract 4x from the right-hand side. I'm going to subtract for funsies. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so I get negative 8x, bring down the negative 8 is equal to negative 12. Now you have to deal with the negative 8 and the negative 8. Which negative 8 do you deal with first? I deal with the one that's subtracting and not the one that's multiplying. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. I mean, negative 8x is equal to negative 4. So 12 minus negative 12 plus 8 is negative 4. Next, divide by negative 8. So x is equal to, I can divide out a 4 from the top and a 4 from the bottom, giving me 1 over 2. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So it's 0.5 or 1/2. So again, we're going to take the initial and we're going to double check to make sure we have the right answer. So negative 6 times 1/2, or half of negative 6, minus 8, plus 2 times 1/2 is equal to 4 times 1/2 minus 3. Okay, so half of 6 is 3, and it's negative, minus 8, and half of 2 is 1. Next, I'm going to distribute because that seems easier than subtracting. So 4 times 1/2 is 2, minus 4 times 3 is 12. So 2 minus 12 is negative 10. I get negative 3 plus negative 11 is, or negative 3 minus 8 is negative 11 plus 1 would be negative 10. So that verifies we have the correct solution. Okay, a couple more in the books here. Simplify. Okay, So I'm going to distribute on both sides of the equal sign this time, giving me 3 times 1/3, or negative 3 times 1/3 would be 1. So I have negative x plus negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 is equal to negative 2x minus, don't forget to distribute the negative sign with the x, minus 7x. Okay, we're going to combine our like terms next. So on the right side, we get negative 2x plus 7x plus negative 7x is negative 9x is equal to negative x minus 6. Next, I'm going to add x to both sides to move the x's together, giving me negative 6 is equal to negative 8x. Then divide by negative 8 to get x alone, or think like the weight of one mystery bag. Okay, and then I'm going to simplify. Divide by 2 on the top and the bottom, giving me negative 3 over 4, or 0.75. And that's it. Okay. Whew, okay, we're going to check this one. Negative 3 times 0.7, negative 0.75 over 3 plus 2 is equal to negative 0.75, but it's a double negative, so it's a negative negative times 2 plus 7. Alrighty, so I'm going to distribute in the 3, and this 3 and this 3 cancel, 3 divided by 3, but then I need to also make sure I multiply it on the backside, so I get negative 0.75 plus 6 is equal to positive 0. A negative times a negative gives me a positive. So this is a positive 0.75. Our negative times a negative is going to give me a positive 0.75 times 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. So I get 0.75 times 9 is equal to 6.75. And on the left-hand side, I get 6 plus 0.75 gives me 6.75. Okay, last one. We can do this. I missed there. Okay, so I have nothing to simplify on the left-hand side. Let's try the right-hand side. So I'm going to distribute in the negative 5. So I get x over 4 is equal to 10x minus 35. Okay, I am not a fan of this divide by 4, so I'm going to go ahead and simplify this equation by multiplying by 4 on both sides. Okay, so 4 times 4 is 1. So I get x is equal to 40x minus 35 times 4 is 140. Okay, let's move our x's together. So I'm going to subtract 40x from both sides. And I get negative 39x is equal to negative 140. Then divide by negative 39. And x is equal to negative 140 over negative 39. And I don't think anything divides out of 140 and 39, so we can leave it like that. But we should actually write this as a positive. Since we have a negative divided by a negative, we're going to say this is 140 over 39. In Canvas, I'm going to need you to write this as 3.589. And then does that round us to a 9 or leave the 8 as an 8? This is going to be 3.59. So the The 8 rounds to a 9. Okay, so this is what I want in Canvas. Okay, that's it.